Now, Simon, Townsville, 30%, that's huge.
It is huge, Tim. Look, it's already had strong growth over the last 5 years, seen about 70% increase in its median house price. It's the single biggest economic growth pipeline we've seen for any city in Australia for probably a couple of decades, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole area of North Queensland, or many parts of North Queensland, are experiencing growth, and the forecast for 2025 and beyond, quite positive.
Yeah, that's right. There won't be anywhere throughout Queensland that won't do well from a property market perspective in 2025. Cairns will do very, very well. The Fraser Coast, probably sort of 7 to 8%. Sunshine Coast will probably be Australia's second best property market behind Townsville, with around about 15% growth next year. South Australia and Western Australia, we think both those states, every location will do well next year. Adelaide and Perth, probably about 10% growth next year in Adelaide. I think Perth will definitely get double-digit growth yet again, despite its strong growth over the last few years.
What about Sydney and surrounds, Simon? Such a huge city, of course, and so many other big areas within 2 hours of it.
Yeah, that's right. Look, whilst we've listed 25 locations here, I think 10 of them will see, 20 of them will see growth next year, but Sydney won't. I think Sydney will see a slide of roughly 4% to its median house price in 2025. But I guess one of the biggest concerns we have for Sydney is, while Australia has seen an increase of about 10% in jobs over the last 3 years, Sydney's only had about 4% increase in its jobs in its CBD, which is, of course, Australia's economic engine. And there is elevated housing stock on the market as well. Outside of Sydney, Hunter Valley region will be quite solid next year. I think New South Wales in general, Albury will be the pick for the markets there.
What about Tasmania?
Tasmania, Hobart's officially Australia's best performed property market over the last 20 years, but it has been flat the last 2 years. What we did notice in Hobart last year was about a 7% increase in buyer activity, even though property prices didn't move last year. And we're expecting that confidence that we saw increase last year carry through to 2025. The best performed property market in Tasmania will be in the north of the state, the beautiful city of Launceston, Australia's 36th largest city overall.
Yeah, love Launceston. Now, why is Victoria, and this is going to raise some eyebrows, why is Victoria seen by some as how would you put this, the bad child, the naughty child?
Yeah, look, it's concerning. Our beautiful city of Melbourne, our second largest city, but property markets typically mirror economic performance. And Melbourne is officially the worst performed property market in Australia over the last 5 years. That's all capital cities and all regions. Melbourne has been the worst perform, and it's a combination of lots of new taxes that the Victorian state government have brought in. We've seen a net 82,000 people relocate away from Melbourne over the last 5 years. I mean, that's enough people to build a city the size of Coffs Harbour or Rockhampton or something like that. Lots of unfriendly legislation, which people looking to establish or grow a business don't like, property investors don't like. So it's an economic story. It's got the single biggest debt this country's ever seen. And what concerns us most about Melbourne is that debt's not going to go away, Tim. It's now got a monthly interest bill of about $1 billion. So the infrastructure pipeline for years to come is going to be very, very constrained.
It's such a great city. I love Melbourne. Problem child's probably the best way to describe it, rather than those other couple of explanations I tried to give off the top of my head. But just finally, Simon, this may be out of your brief, but I'm asking everyone this. Do you think we'll get a rate drop in February?
Yeah, I guess the question on everyone's lips. Look, we all expected in 2024. It didn't happen. I think it will definitely happen in 2025, but it's an absolute lottery as to when we see that'll happen. Personally, I don't waste any energy about it. Most people want interest rates to drop, myself included, but I certainly wouldn't encourage anyone to live your life worrying about what the RBA might do from month to month. They meet for a reason. Once a month to make those decisions. So speculating about it is there's more productive things we could do with their time, Tim.
Yeah, like watching the cricket on Fox Cricket. Simon,
Absolutely.
good to chat. Let's do it again soon.
My pleasure.